Hello and welcome to another video. Today's video, we're debunking a video by Scenables called Why We Need Communism. Get this. In the description he says, don't whine because you should share money you have too much of. Well, ain't that sound like, the United States government by going to your house with guns and pointing guns at you for not paying your taxes. Okay, I'm just nitpicking. Okay, let's start. And now. Okay, guessing on what country he is, because in his description it says Canada. Let's see the age you have to be Prime Minister. Okay, you have to be 18. So guessing his age being like 10 or 9, it has to be like 22, he is saying. Okay, back to the video. So, like the Federal Reserve is where in all my research, it's pretty much where they put all the money that the government owns, like the gold, the taxpayers' money. So that's all he is, and they only have the fat cats getting it. So that's pretty well. He just said he's gonna make the Federal Reserve, but with everyone being allowed to be in it. Okay, let's continue. But we have the right to have all our money. It's not your right for you taking it. So, that is against my morality. Sure, I believe in an ideology that has failed and has worked. But either way, he believes in an ideology that fails every time. Communism. 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 The ideology that killed over 10 million people. Killed more than the Nazis. Okay, let's continue. I know a simple and easy way of getting the poor people out of the country, well, out of the economy, by giving them jobs via having them get job listings and getting hired. Then they could get a job and get all themselves a house and food, and probably, if they're young, get a child or a husband, get a husband and a child, or a wife and a husband. I don't know. Okay, let's continue. The poor is not a class, it's a, well, technically it is a class, it's the low class. The poor, they're being poor voluntarily. They could just get themselves a job via job listings. Instead of all of this confusing economic trashes that you call your ideas, just take what other countries have been doing. For example, like Norway. Well, not Norway. I don't like Norway. Let me think. America, we have a ton of now hiring signs. You know how many times I've seen these poor people with their signs saying, I need food, pay me. And their dog, and their service dog or their normal dog is just so well fed. And they're right in front of a McDonald's with a now hiring sign. Huh. Ironic, I guess. That is what your ideology promotes. Marxism is based off of the idea of people work to the best of their abilities and they all get the same paycheck or the same food ration. Very ironic if you ask me. And welfare is a socialist program. Ronald Reagan was right, and you're not, scenables. I'm sorry. Well, not our moolah. Not the government's moolah. The taxpayers. Almost, I think, like 10% of it gets cut to welfare. Ever heard of welfare leeches? They're people who pretty much are leeches to the welfare system. Okay, let's continue. It's not the same as welfare. I know what you're gonna say. It's not the same as welfare, but it's very, very, very similar. Welfare promotes laziness to the poor, and communism supports laziness. But they're never going to be the same thing. Communism is without money, so you can't be a communist. His face during this. He looks like he's having a allergic reaction to something. Is he? I don't know. Okay, let me search up the definition of welfare and communism. Okay, I got the definition. Marxism and moron. Okay, welfare. Financial support given to people in need. Synonyms: social security, social assistance, benefit, public assistance. Marxism: political economic theories of Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, later developed by their followers, formed the basis of theory of communism. Let me get communism if I didn't even grab the right definition. Okay. Okay. A utopian theory that no one works. Well, people work to the best of their abilities and they get to the best of their abilities. Okay, let's continue. It's alright. You can get heated. I'm getting heated. Thank God I have a fan near me. Thank you, capitalism. Oh, okay. If you really want communism, go to China, Vietnam, South Korea, North Korea, China, Mongolia. What about the social democratic countries like Norway, Sweden, and Finland, where you can't even buy a car because of your tax rates? Okay, next video. I know this is going to be a long video. I feel bad for you. Okay, next video. Okay. Crap. Curse you, scenables. Okay. Okay. Let's start. The political ideology of there are multiple political ideologies with red. Is it communism, socialism, anarchism, Nazism, Romanism, social democracy, out. Yeah, I think that's all of them. Wow, that's gross. Communism killed over 10 million people. Okay, let's continue. Well, no, you're more of a social democrat than what I heard in the video Why We Need Communism. And your father in the background, he's wearing glasses, I see. Did you know Pol Pot, the leader of Cambodia during the communist era in Cambodia, would kill your father for wearing glasses? Kind of ironic. But I digress, let's continue. Gorbachev. He was the one who ended the Soviet Union at, well, Twitter. He killed it, Twitter. He stepped on it, and he stepped the Soviet Union in the bullet wound. And that bullet wound was the Cold War. He kept stepping on it with his black boot until it was stopped, until it bled out. Back to the video, I'm sorry. Wow, that burp scared me. Just kidding. The burp is kind of a symbol of capitalism. Because capitalism gave you that food that became your burp. Well, the carbonation that became your burp. I guess you drank soda or ate something with carbonation in it. So, I guess that's how you got it. Back to the video. It's not evil. It's just immoral. It's a political belief about starting a violent revolution to kill the bourgeoisie or the bourgeoisie or whatever you pronounce it, but it's all about killing them for having money that they want to keep, and it's about killing, forcing people at gunpoint to surrender all their private property, surrendering all their land, surrendering everything, including their money, because they're gonna burn that money when they made communism, like orthodox communism, no government. Once the government finally fails, and the proletariat burns it all, while it's all a utopia, and they don't have to work. Oh, it was a failure, it always was. Sure sounds like it. Because we don't have the right to give you that money. And the poor can just work for money. They could work for having to get that money. And you don't know anything about basic economics or economics. You need to read up on a book by Frederick Engels, Karl Marx, preferably by Karl Marx, and preferably the Communist Manifesto, to see what you're pretty much believing in. The best book about basic economics is, let me just, economics. Okay. Basic Economics, a Citizen's Guide to the Economy. And it has a 4.3 stars on Goodreads. I recommend that to you because it is the best book on economics, in my opinion. Let's continue. Yes. No, it always fails. Or it becomes where it all reverses. The bourgeoisie is the proletariat, and the proletariat is the bourgeoisie. The proletariat becomes the fat cats they didn't want to be. It's similar to murderers. They tried, like, murderers that got mad and they killed someone. Well, they didn't want to become a murderer in the first place. Okay, let's continue. If you really thought of economical consequences, read up on Joseph Stalin, Pol Pot, Mao, who else ruined the economy for their country because they were a communist nation? North Korea, Russia, Tanutuvia, what else? Mexico, Cambodia, Cuba, Chile up to 1960-something or 1970-something, Venezuela, and Brazil. Okay, let's continue. No, they're not. They're a symbol of oppression over the proletariat and the bourgeoisie. You idiot. You absolute moron. Oh, I'm having a fun time doing this. And that ends the video. Okay, I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy the video. Enjoy. And remember to subscribe. Goodbye.